Game of the Year awards is right around the corner, and everyone's basically talking about two main candidates are going to win the award. Everyone knows God of War Ragnarok and Elden Ring. I believe, and a lot of us believe, that God of War Ragnarok will win the 2022 Game of the Year awards. But we have to understand, Elden Ring is not going away empty-handed. They did win the Japan Game of the Year awards, so it's not a complete blasphemy. One of the main reasons that Elden Ring, I believe, won't win the Game of the Year awards because it was too difficult for the casual player to really appreciate the game, to appreciate the story, to appreciate the open world, which I believe is better than God of War's open world by far. The game was extremely stressful to play. The game was really controversial. Some good ways, some bad. I don't think I've ever seen YouTubers make videos saying how incredibly hard a game is. Now at the end, a lot of the people started playing it as the year went along and started making fun of the people for making fun of the fact it's too hard. And the majority, a lot of us start to appreciate the game. But when the first initial release, only a few of us was saying how great the game is. A lot of us was saying this game is too hard, making videos. This game is God of War Ragnarok. Anyone can pick up and play. The story is simple. The controls are simple. You know where you're going. It's like a chosen path where you need to go. Elden Ring kind of just drops you off in the middle of nowhere and you figure it out on your own. Hardcore gamers appreciate Elden Ring. It comes to the fact of casual players. The graphics, God of War Ragnarok blows Elden Ring out the water if you ask me. Story, simple story, we understand the story. God of War Ragnarok blows them out the water with the story. Elden Ring was talked about like no other. I believe Elden Ring is the most controversial game of 2022. More controversial than God of War. I've never seen social media talk about a game, good and bad, like Elden Ring. That's going to forever be the legend of Elden Ring. God of War Ragnarok kind of got the new kid on the block perk, which could be a perk or which could be a detriment if you come out later in the year, and if the game is not spectacular, people are not going to have enough time to give you your props. But then again, if you're a great game and you have that little time frame, just because you're the new kid on the block, some people may lean to you because you're the new thing, you're the new video game. That could be I believe that's a perk, a little perk, not a major perk. For for most of y'all that know, Elden Ring came out the beginning of the year 2022 in February. God of War Ragnarok came out the end of 2022 in November. So they do have that. Say what you want to say. I believe that is a slight advantage. Not a big advantage, but it's a slight advantage being the new kid on the block. If both of these games came out at the same time, more people still would have been, in my opinion, tolerating God of War Ragnarok. A lot of people try to play Elden Ring. It's part of the charm of Elden Ring to be difficult. It's a part of its charm, but it's a extremely tense game to play. It's not a horror game, but when I'm playing it, this is my opinion, I have the horror game tense, because the enemies are so difficult, and the enemies come out of nowhere. They scare the crap out of you. The little statue dude come out of nowhere, grass or bush, a giant bush will fight you. It was like there was no breathe easy moment. It was frustrating. You lose your items and you got to go back. I just think Elden Ring was made for the hardcore gamers. Now, a lot of us appreciated Elden Ring through other YouTubers, through streaming, through Twitch. A lot of us watched other gamers play Elden Ring and discovered the story. It was more, I'm not going to lie to you, this is my opinion, it's coming from me. I enjoyed watching people play Elden Ring than actually playing Elden Ring, because those guys were hardcore. They were more patient. They was better gamers, than me. But a lot of us grew to love and like Elden Ring because of that. Now, a lot of us did beat the game. I'm not one of them, but I'm just saying that is an element of understanding Elden Ring. There was a lot of secrets. There was a lot of lore. It does come to the easiness of the game. Now, I do believe, and this is a no-brainer, if God of War Ragnarok did not come out this year, Elden Ring would have blown all the competition out the water. God of War, the franchise, and especially the last two games, is a cinematic masterpiece. It's like a movie. Anybody can play. It's like an interactive movie video game at times. You just push the button, they fighting, and it's all cinematic, and that's a charming way to make a video game. It's an extremely likable way to make a video game. Now, Elden Ring could still win the Game of the Year award, but I think most of us, I'm gonna speak for myself, I will be seriously shocked if Elden Ring wins the Game of the Year award. A lot of Elden Ring fans will be maybe a little upset, but they won't be that upset due to the fact that they did win the Japan Game of the Year. They're not going home empty-handed, and that's the reality. It will be extremely more shocking if God of War Ragnarok goes away home empty-handed, doesn't win a Game of the Year award from anybody, and just it's going to be like more of a head scratcher of, whoa, you mean to tell me you're not going to give God of War Ragnarok anything? Now they're going to win they're going to win awards, but I'm just saying the Game of the Year award. The fanboys, there are a lot more God of War Ragnarok fanboys, but rightfully so. They do have a point. This game is great. The Game of the Year award right around the corner. What do you guys think? Who will win the Game of the Year? We got other contenders too, but let's be honest. The Plague's Tale is extremely these other Game of the Year award candidates are extremely underrated. They are good games. So anyway, I'm Wacky Cat. Like, subscribe, and I'm out. This is just my opinion, just my theory. I could be wrong. I don't know.